Hi friends and family, I hope you're all doing very well on this lovely day. I hope you're high vibing, striving, and achieving all the goals that you have set for yourself. Today I'm going to be talking about the different ways you can feel more stylish, more seen, but more than anything, feel more like yourself and who you are at present. That authentic self that's probably hiding behind lots of layers of everything else. But that authentic self that wants to be seen. For the most part, our lifestyles and situations dictate how we show up in the world. When we're feeling at our best, we embody all of the above. We all want to feel empowered more often than not. But not just when we consciously try to evoke that feeling. You notice when you're more explorative with your outfit and feel a bit more put together, that you're a different person. You happily accept compliments, you feel a bit more self-assured, which reassures you that you're being seen and your efforts are being recognized to a certain degree. You may have a little spring in your step and feel like, I feel good today. Great. But when we're feeling stressed and unhappy and pulled into too many directions, the first thing that falls by the wayside is our sense of self, our sense of style, our sense of self-image, and our self-esteem. We might opt for the easy options in the wardrobe that don't require a lot of thought and most definitely won't bring a lot of attention to us and make us stand out. The last thing you want on those types of occasions is for people to notice us, which is understandable. We all go through it. So what should we do on a daily to make sure we reach our full potential? Balance is the energy within us, both the male and the female, so you can accomplish your goals while still feeling feminine, seen at the same time. That's if you want to, of course. No one's forcing anybody to do anything. Don't get it twisted. I'm not talking about like a self-obsessed, narcissistic sort of mindset that shouts, look at me, and every time you walk in a room you're like, look at me. No, I'm just talking about finding a way that add to your self-worth and keep you maintaining a healthy level of self-esteem. Let's be real. Often enough, when we're not giving ourselves attention, love, and all the wonderful things we should do automatically, it can affect our self-esteem and how we see ourselves. And it can also result in only seeing yourself through other people's eyes. Losing perspective of who you are should never be an option. So here are 8 things I do every day to help me stay out of the funk and in my joy. It might take more effort at times, but as long as you have these tools in your armor, you have easy access to routines that can help shift your mindset from one to the other and keep you on that path to where you want to be. So every day I start my day with a glass of warm water. I mean, you can add a piece of lemon if you like, or anything else that's recommended, but lemon is not for me. Water is the perfect carrier to activate my clarity, infuse my body, and start my morning before I do my prayers. Touching base with the Creator, my guides, my ancestors is essential for me. Nothing is prioritized before that. My morning commune means so much to me. It's like a way to thank them for their constant protection, their love, their guidance. It's very important for me and maintains the connection no matter what I'm going through in my world. I always ask them for guidance, direction, so that I can attack every day with the belief that I have my support system. I have an unwavering belief as a result that I am protected, guided, and everything I want to achieve, they're working behind me, helping me to achieve it. The next thing I do is a 15-minute meditation. This is the best way for me to ground myself before my day starts, slow down any thoughts that I've carried over from the day before, and just stop that momentum so that I can just ease into my day without my mind already running with yesterday's woes and all that kind of stuff. You know how easy it is to carry your woes day after day after day. Meditation is brilliant. Do your research. You'll find different ways to meditate that will suit you. I've tried a few. I've now got a method that works perfectly for me, which is mainly I use an app and I sit quietly listening to the sea, either with a thought or question that I need answering at the forefront of my mind, or just so that I can acknowledge my thoughts, recognize the things that are playing in my world but not taking them on board, but just observing them and not attaching to anything and just letting them float away, basically. That way I start my day, I've already processed the things I've carried from the day before, because I've processed them through meditation and not given them, lengthy time to be going over and over and over in my head. Thanks to lockdown, I would say that's the only thing I give lockdown thanks for. Exercise has been something that I've introduced to my daily routine. Nothing too strenuous. I'm really happy I have, because if you ever needed something to help you diffuse, some of that stagnant energy and thoughts that are not so progressive, that just linger around, then stretching and moderate exercise is definitely the one for you. I do like 20 minutes, nothing too vigorous. I couldn't do HIIT and all that kind of stuff. It's perfect. If you do it regularly, you'll start to see your physical results, and that will keep you motivated and inspired. Yeah. And of course, you've got that side thing of clarity beyond anything else. The next thing is to get yourself dressed and ready to show up. For me, there doesn't really need to be an occasion to dress in something nice. It just makes me feel better. Does that? I don't think so. For me, it just lifts my spirit. But I guess because I'm a designer, clothes have always been a large part of my life. But even before I was a designer, I loved clothes, even as from childhood. I knew it made me feel good in myself, I guess, as early as that. And I'm not talking about overdressing and, I'm just wearing an outfit that makes you feel great within yourself. It doesn't really require too much thought or effort. All it takes is for you to be in touch with the mood you're in, and just know how you want to show up and how you want to show up as. Do you want to show up as the person that wants to hide today? Do you want to show up as the person that just needs to take their power back and say, I'm here? Or you just want to show up as that confident woman that knows her worth? How you want to make that impact? Not how you think you should make that impact. The real you that's deep down, buried under all the other things, that just wants to be like, yeah, I'm confident at this level, not down here, up here. You might not be there yet, but it sometimes requires conscious effort. It does for me. Sometimes I just have to have a conversation with myself, and I think that is the quickest way for me to check in with who I am and where I'm at that particular time. Often when I'm debating on how I want to show up or who I want to be on a particular day, it's like my higher self will give me like a nugget of information, or it will show me a situation and how I would feel if I didn't make the effort and turned up less than who I was. And then often enough that makes me feel low or sad, because I've been there when I've just pulled myself back and decided to be taking a back seat because of whatever reason. I mean, I'm sure, I don't know if it happens to you, or maybe it's just my higher self just working in a different way, but it has done that. It shows me this could potentially happen, and often enough I don't want to be less than I am. I want to be where I am. Even my inner guide is a fashionista, don't you know? It knows me the best and knows how I want to be, and it's always looking out for me. So if you're being pulled to wear something nice, something bold, just go with it. You don't know what's waiting for you on the other side of it. It might be an important colleague, or you might catch someone's eye. Just follow through. These are the things that these challenges we have to overcome in order to keep evolving into a better version of ourselves. I mean, are there things that you're continually doing in your life that's impeding your growth and stumping your evolution? We all do. In this sense, it's often second guessing ourselves and going for the easier option, the one that pulls us back and makes us just level on a sort of normal level. Are you tapping in with yourself on different areas too, to ensure you are making decisions based on the person you want to be, not the person you're constantly trying to contain? That person that wants to be heard, that person that wants to be seen. All these things impact how we show up in the world. So take heed and, see the connections. Now, how do you create a staple wardrobe that helps you to feel empowered? I mean, mainstream fashion gives us the impression that if you're over a size 12, your only options are maxi dresses and loose big tops. Not so. I'm not a size 12. Well, not a proper size 12. But I know how to work with what I have been given. And it's just like me, so can you. Just a small amount of adjusting, a few choice picks from the high street, and some real timeless classics that always work in particular with particular outfits. It's the way to do it. And just maybe an odd designer thing that is trans-seasonal. Knowing what you like, knowing your colour range, and just make it playful. It doesn't, because of our age and all that kind of stuff, we try to make it a bit serious sometimes. Age is just a number. Make your outfits as playful as possible, maybe with some lovely necklaces, bangles. I see a lot of people wearing interesting glasses if you wear glasses. Just show your character, show your individuality. And it doesn't matter what anyone else says. This is about you. This is about feeling like you. Now we've covered what to wear. Let's talk about nourishing your body from the inside outwards. We can't be our best selves if we're low in energy and not doing daily things to nourish our body, including exercise and eating well. If you take your health for granted, it will finally catch up with you. Nourishing your body with nutritious food and washing it down with some water will give you the stamina and energy to accomplish your goals. It will give you good health and longevity in the long run, which we all want. I mean, for me, it's the unhealthy treats that are my issues. I can eat chocolate for days, breakfast, lunch, dinner. But even I'm learning everything in moderation. I know what my body needs and what keeps it energized and feeling at its best. So chocolate every day is not gonna cut it. Now, I keep flirting with the idea of changing my diet to a more alkaline-based diet. But at the moment, I know I'm not quite there, so slowly but surely, I'm making my way towards that, eating more green veg, more vegetables, limiting the amount of protein in terms like fish and chicken that I intake. But I know I will eventually, especially now that it's in my consciousness to do so. And I know that's my higher self saying that's what my body would really benefit from. But I'm no nutritionist, so I'm going to leave that one where it is, because that's my extent. I know what works for me, find what works for you. Having salt baths. Salt baths are everything. In an era of showering, when I have a salt bath, it feels really special. Especially when you do them in alignment with the moon cycles. What? Yes, I hear you say. Yes, I worship the moon. When you have salt baths, when you do your moon rituals, you can release things from your physical body. After I've written down all my things I want to release from my life and bring into my life, depending on what cycle of the moon we're in, I'll always finish it off with a salt bath. It's almost like you're really deep cleansing, or anything that you keep in your muscles or any tension. It's just like you just send it all on its way in the bath down a drain. Yeah, that's another love of mine. Lastly, but definitely not the least, is for us to release our desire for perfection and always being perfect. Focusing on what is not 100% perfect in your life diminishes your ability to feel contentment for all that is wonderful in the present. So as a starting point, give up doing what you think others think you should be doing or thinking, or trying to strive to do things that are not really what you want to do. Do it at your own pace, but make sure your choices are your own and come from you. If they lead you away from the things you're desiring and the things you've set as goals for a long time, then it's not coming from you, not being led by you. These are all the things that I'm trying to eliminate and make sure everything is coming from a loving place within me and not necessarily being influenced by the external voices. So thank you for the company. Feeling seen, feeling stylish, feeling sexy. I've added sexy in there. It doesn't have to I'm not talking about the act, of course. It's about feeling confident within yourself and a sense of who you are that sends a message out in the ethers that says, I am comfortable with who I am. And love me or leave me. So until the next time, my kinfolk, namaste, my people.